Hey guys, it's Savannah, and someone did a video suggestion a few weeks ago asking me to make a video on my process for choosing Navi as my next dancing partner. So in this video, I'm gonna go over the qualities that I was looking for in both the dam and the sire in my selection process for choosing my next horse, basically. So the first thing I want to go over are everything I do stems from one thing, and that's my lifetime goal. And my lifetime goal basically is to ride Grand Prix dressage and to get my gold medals, or to get my gold medal. So from there I basically was like, okay, well, how can you do that? I can't buy a Grand Prix horse. I'm in college. So the best solution I have is to buy a young horse and try and train it up myself. So with keeping Grand Prix dressage as my goal in mind, I set out and researched the top horses competing in Grand Prix dressage basically. And there you'll find the warm bloods basically, with some of the Baroque horses, which are the Andalusians, the PRE horses basically. So, but the top ones, generally you're gonna find the warm bloods. So researching more into that, I was like, okay, well, what warm bloods are we going to find? And I found the Hanoverians, the Oldenburgs, the Dutch warm blood, the Danish warm bloods, Westphalians. So I said, okay, my next horse needs to be a warm blood in those few categories. And I thought, okay, so I have to get a young horse, probably, you know, a young horse. So based off my budget, I said, okay, well, I have to get a young horse. I can't afford a 4-year-old. So that's where it went into, I can do in utero, I can buy a weanling, I can do a lease on a nice mare and then have it inseminated myself. So I was open to all of these options. And all I had to do was, sounds easy, all I had to do was just find the mare and stallion I wanted. Ooh. Which isn't easy. If you've ever really seriously thought about breeding a horse, or you've bred a horse, it's not an easy process sometimes. So to make it a little bit easier on me, what I did is I basically broke down both the mare and the stallion into categories of things that I want them to have, or criteria. The criteria I would like for them to have, from the most important to the least important on both ones. And I set out looking for my mare and my stallion that way. So after I broke them down into different criteria, it basically came down to, for the mare, I wanted a mare that was proven, in the sense that she had either competed at high level FEI dressage, or she has babies on the ground that are working their way up and are very successful, and that they are either running FEI, or she has young horses that are doing very successful at dressage. And I wanted a mare that was pretty big. I ride a 15 one-hand horse now for my dressage horse, and I'm 6 feet tall, so we look a little weird sometimes. So size actually was kind of important for me this time around. The first time around it wasn't important, but now it's important because I feel like I can have a big horse now. The quality of the gaits were important for me for the mare, because I wanted a step up from what I had now as far as the gait quality goes, but I didn't want something that was so fancy that I couldn't ride it. As a 3-year-old, I'd be doing a disservice to the horse if I could not ride it as a 3-year-old. So I kind of wanted like a between decent and super fancy gaits. I wanted like kind of in the middle. Conformation was important. I wanted a horse that was conformationally built to be a dressage horse. The nice top line that flows smoothly from the neck, or from the pole down to the withers, a good strong hindquarters, a good shoulder. I didn't want soft pasterns. I wanted that nice short cannon bone, and I wanted good feet. I do live in Alabama. The summers here are pretty hard on a horse's feet. I'm a thoroughbred person. I do a lot to keep my horse's feet up. So I wanted a horse with good feet so I wouldn't have to worry about it. I wanted a mare that had a good temperament and could pass on a good temperament to her offspring. And with that being said, I wanted a mare that I could see the offspring, to see what kind of babies she produced and what attributes from her had been mostly going to her offspring. I wanted a mare that was seasoned. If I ended up going the in utero route or the breeding my own like lease mare route, I wanted a mare that is seasoned in the breeding process, that was consistent in carrying a baby, so it's less risky, even though it's really risky to begin with. I wanted a mare that I had a lot of confidence in. I didn't want a maiden mare, meaning I didn't want a mare that had never had a baby before. No matter how fancy she was, I couldn't do it. I couldn't bring myself to do it. And for the stallion, I pretty much wanted the same attributes. I wanted a stallion that was built for dressage. Conformationally, it looked like it could be a dressage horse. Uphill, nice shoulder, nice hindquarter, no soft pasterns, a nice flowing top line, you know, everything I said earlier. I wanted a bigger stallion. I wanted a stallion with good feet, a stallion that had a good temperament and could pass on a good temperament. I wanted a proven stallion in the sense that he had offspring on the ground that were being successful and competing and, you know, getting out there and doing what they were bred for, basically. I want a stallion that again had good quality gaits, that weren't so fancy I couldn't ride them, but were a step up from what I had now. I wanted a stallion that was trainable, that had a good worth ethic, so a very good temperament and obviously passing on the good temperament. So with all that being said, I ended up going with Navi, and definitely making the list made things a lot easier as far as finding the right mare and the right stallion that ended up landing me Navi. It's a lot of research going in, so if you're thinking about breeding your horse or buying a weanling or doing an in utero contract, I highly suggest talking to your trainer, a professional breeder. They have breeders out there, professional breeders. I actually bought Navi from like a small breeder that bred dressage sport horses. Talk to a local breeder or professional breeder. Even call, if you have a stallion you like, call the farm that the stallion's at, or the collection place that the farm stays at, or the collection place that the stallion stays at, and ask for any breeders that they have suggestions for. Just do your research and make your decision intentional and well thought out. So if you have any more questions on the selection process that I did for Navi, be sure to ask any questions. I'm sure I did not cover everything. If any of you have any questions, be sure you can email me, you can message me on Instagram, or you can drop a comment here. If you have any tips for the selection process for choosing oh my gosh, here we go again, a dam or a sire, or even a weanling, or tips that you have for anyone, be sure to drop it here in the comments, because I can't talk. Oh my gosh, help me. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope it was super informative. I'll see you next time, I guess. Hopefully I can talk next time. Bye.